Ayo, I'm Angie, and welcome to Hinterland, a Nightmare Before Christmas inspired island and all the holidays thereafter. Today, we are going to be designing the interior of Kiki's house, the last house we need to decorate on the island. Kiki's house is directly attached to Jack Skellington's ginormous castle, and she is his resident lab cat. So she's got a little shed here, or a storage shed, or a pantry, or a store, castle shed store pantry thing. All right, but I digress. Let's get decorating. No, right off the bat, I know what you're thinking. Didn't Jack Skellington already have a pet named Zero, his faithful dog companion? Yes, he did. But in this version of The Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington successfully took over Christmas and did not learn his lesson. Fueled by the need for power and curiosity, he reared his head to all the other holidays. Zero had a good heart and a good soul and could not stand to watch Jack wallow in his pain and sorrow any longer. Zero floated away, hoping that one day Jack would come back to his senses. But then he found Kiki, the black cat. Now, from a very young age, Kiki realized that she was just incredibly unlucky. Bad things would happen around Kiki all the time. Misfortune would follow her every single where she went. Her friends would get hurt, things would break, and accidents would happen. It would seem that every time she walked someone's path, that something bad would happen. No, Kiki is a good cat, but not exactly an extraordinary cat. There was nothing extraordinarily bad about her. She was just incredibly ordinary. No, being this way and having so many misfortunes happen to her friends, they one by one slowly filtered away. And this made Kiki lonely and just yearning for companionship. She slowly realized that if she was subservient and agreeable, that people were just more likely to keep her around despite all of her bad luck. If she supported everyone's ideas and did her best to fulfill the wishes of others, that they were more inclined to have her around. Yeah, things might go wrong every once in a while, but if you asked Kiki to do something, she would be up and doing it before you even knew what was going on. So they could put her unfortunate situation aside for the moment. Now, you could imagine that a cute little cat that agrees with everything that you say would be incredibly tantalizing to someone like Jack Skellington, assuring him constantly that he was absolutely brilliant, telling him that all his ideas were fantastic. And of course, any wish or whim that he had would be absolutely automatically fulfilled by her. And with someone with such a big ego as Jack Skellington, Kiki's subservience and unrelenting support and blind agreement satisfied Jack very much, and she was welcome into his home. Well, not exactly the entire home, but he allowed her to live in the castle stairs. Finally, feeling accepted and loved through her unwavering agreeableness and subservience, Jack Skellington really did not mind that Kiki was particularly unlucky. Jack actually enjoyed it. He enjoyed absolutely every single minute of it. Seeing the fright of Halloween follow Kiki everywhere she went. There was absolutely no place that she could go where chaos did not assume its place. And Kiki and Jack were happy for a while. But through the years, Kiki kind of realized that Jack was kind of losing his mind. No, as I mentioned, Kiki is a good cat. And Jack Skellington is not necessarily a good man. His insatiable need for power, information, and control over things that he is yet to understand. Kiki did grow wary of the idea of serving Jack Skellington, but she was finally accepted, not for who she was, but by her actions. She did what she was told all of the time. She did exactly what everyone wanted, and soon she could do things for people before they even knew they wanted it themselves. She became an expert at pleasing others. She learned what they liked, what she should do to make them happy, and what she should say to make them like her, even if Kiki did not agree with the sentiment herself. And she continued to do this because she had learned that people had the desire to be liked, loved, and mostly agreed with. So that's what she did. She agreed with everybody and anything. She said the right thing at the right time, no matter who it was. No, things did start getting a bit complicated for Kiki because everyone has their own opinions. No one thinks the same. If you agree with one person, you are bound to disagree with another. So Kiki began to isolate herself in her little storage shed, making pies out of all of the stirs that she had for the gyroids on the beach. Now, in an industry like running a restaurant, or in her case, a pie shop, when the customer is always right, you really can't go wrong. And while she was running that pie shop, she found a lucky dog named Lucky, aptly named Lucky. She knew that she would bring him a lot of bad luck because, in fact, that's what she does. And she did. Lucky became incredibly unlucky. And honestly, he didn't seem to mind. He enjoyed Kiki's company so much. He took one look at that cat and was madly, deeply in love with her. He could not imagine a day without Kiki. And Kiki found herself being able to be herself around him. She could disagree with him and he loved it. She could agree with him and he loved it. They get off discussions, disagreements, and debates. And Kiki felt safe in that regard. But love is a powerful thing, and the weight of the world and the opinions of others weighed deeply on Kiki. She did not want to disappoint. Having a love like Lucky, but with no friends, is not quite a life that she had envisioned for herself. She still needed to keep up the charade, being a perfect and helpful, agreeable cat. There was really nothing that she could do. She couldn't go back on her promises and her word. The authentic, true self that Kiki is, or on Lucky, is not something that she can share with the world. Just because Lucky loves her the way she is doesn't mean everyone's going to accept her. Being constantly afraid of rejection, she continued to please the people around her. She continued to be subservient to Jack, knowing Lucky was currently incredibly distracted by managing his own all day of St. Patrick's Day and trying to regain his luck. She was going to bide her time. There was no band-aid to be ripped off. There was no way that she could come clean about her own feeling, morals, and beliefs without disappointing someone. And she definitely did not want to disappoint Lucky. He was the first animal on the island to accept her for who she was. The first animal that she felt comfortable being herself around. So she began to distance herself and be very supportive of his ventures and time-consuming ambition of finding the leprechaun beyond the rainbow. With anxiety filling Kiki's mind and heart, all she wished to do was to run away from her obligations, but she is stuck, continuing to be agreeable and a yes man lap cat, even against her morals and true beliefs. Kiki has found herself in a web of lies, a web of white lies. The scenarios that run through her head. What if they find out that I agreed that they were terrible when someone else was gossiping about their bad habits? What if they find out that I don't actually like chocolate and I prefer fish pie? What if they find out that I only agreed so that they would like me? What if they find out that I'm not the person that I say I am? Even though Kiki is kind of and a good cat, the truth hurts, and she knows this. But the breaking of the illusion of friendship can scar deeper than the sting of honesty and a little misfortune from the crossing of a black cat. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the build. Hope you enjoyed the story. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.